questions at childhood. Because Gurudev is not ordinary, he is Acharya. So he has a mission, that is why he really came down. Otherwise, there was no need to come here. Only the jivas, the Bhatta jivas, used to really come here because of the karma. But actually, these the acharyas are beyond. So they don't come because of their karma. They are coming for our sake to really deliver us. So now anyway, so the book I am really going through. So one day, after Gurudev was 8th birthday, he asked his father, "Oh father, every morning you rise early and serve the deities. All the villagers come with various gifts for service. After which you speak Harikatha. But please tell me why you are doing all this. Why do all the villagers come and ask for your blessings? What is the goal of all these activities?" Then Panditaji, his father, replied, "My child, by worshipping Bhagavan, people will receive blessings and be successful in their various trades. Farmers will have plentiful crops of grain, fruits, and vegetables. People will thrive in their work, and their family members will remain healthy and free from disturbance." So health and wealth. Then Gurudev asked, "But how does this benefit the soul?" "Listen, my son," Panditaji said, "this world is full of strife, lot of problems. People hope that by worshipping God, they will remain healthy and happy. They follow dharma for material prosperity, fulfillment of worldly desires, and ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death." This is exactly the attitude of all the Janata people, actually. They're all karmis. They are getting into devotional path for their own sake. Look at here, the way Gurudev was asking was really so deep as we go. So then Gurudev asked, if people worship Bhagavan to fulfill their own desires, are they not trying to make him their servant? They worship him so that he will provide food and shelter for their families, and at the same time publicize their worship for personal prestige in society. So for whose pleasure are they worshipping? Oh, this is a critical question. Panditaji replied, when you are older, you will understand. Do not worry about these subjects matters now. Then Gurudev was adamant. He asked, Father, I listened to you speak Harikatha under Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. You say that we have all taken birth according to our past karma. Then you say that a personal real duty is to serve Bhagavan. Only through this service can one become fully satisfied. Is this advice for the benefit of the body or the soul? How can we be related to Bhagavan and give up this illusory material life? Oh, you can ask our family guru when he comes. Now go and play, his father said. The family guru, Pandita Mishra, was a renowned household guru with a silvery voice. When he recited the Srimad Bhagavatam, many gathered to hear his melodious recitation and wise explanations. When he arrived after a few days, Pandita Baleswaranatha offered him respects and then told him, my boy Narayana has been waiting for your arrival. He is quite inquisitive and likes to argue. His curiosity is boundless. Ah, then Pandita Misraj is told, let us study his birth chart. After examining Gurudev's horoscope, Pandita Mishra concluded, your son is a serious boy. He has exalted devotion and will not have any inclination towards worldly life. Whoever takes his association will likewise become detached and renounced. He will always serve Bhagavan and his devotees, and he will change the mundane nature of whoever comes near him. Their attachment to material life will be diminished, and they will also be inclined to serve God with pure devotion. Upon hearing this news, the Tiwari family was both pleased and also perturbed. They were disturbed too. Though pleased that Sriman Narayana was a great devotee, they desired him to be a dutiful family man who would maintain the household. In hopes of averting his future renunciation, they donated more than usual to charity and propitiated the Lord with Vedic mantras while praying that their boy would have a change of heart. Coming back to get interested in living a family life. So when their endeavors did not appear effective, they prepared a Vedic peace ceremony called Shanti Yajna to change the nature of their son. Look at here, they got so worried that this son is really going to be going away from these worldly things. So now marriage and families and getting children and this and everything, that is the norm of the life of all these all the karmis. So he is going to run away from all these things. So they decided to have a Shanti Yajna, special fire sacrifice with so many pandits and priests invited. That's what we are going to read now. Many distinguished Brahmanas, Vaishnavas and sadhus were invited to attend the fire ceremony. Amongst the guests were a renounced and cultured Vaishnava Brahmana from Varanasi, who was visiting the holy site in and around Tiwaripura. When all the guests arrived, Sriman Dhyana Chandra, who is Dhyana Chandra? He is the grandfather of our Gurudev. And Pandita Tiwaripura, in the Tiwaripura, so we had Sriman Dhyana Chandra is the grandfather of our Gurudev, and father's name is Baleswaranatha. So he is also called as Pandita too. Anyway, so they washed the feet of the invited guests and made sure they were all comfortably situated. Gurudeva served the sadhus respectfully by offering them food, washing their clothes, and massaging their feet, and so on. When the ceremony was prepared, Panditaji requested his son, Narayana, please come sit and offer oblations of ghee and grains into the fire. Then Gurudeva started asking. When the ceremony, so he asked, first, I will ask the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas some questions. Gurudeva replied, for doing this fire sacrifice, he started asking. If I am satisfied with their answers, I will sit and take part in the yajna. Otherwise, no. He approached the gathering and bowed down with humility. I offer obeisance to all other respected Brahmanas and sadhus. Please give me your blessings. Then the guests thought, oh, they said he is a strange and serious boy, but he seems rather sweet and humble. And then Gurudeva said, if you pleased with me, then I have a small request. Yes, we will grant your wish, the distinguished guest replied. Kindly answer my questions. What is the ultimate goal of life? For which purpose does one perform so many religious activities? I am anxious to hear the truth and don't want to be misled with mundane advice. The learned Vaishnavas and this all, especially the learned Vaishnava came from Varanasi said, I will answer your questions. Then Gurudeva asked, if a man serves his relatives for his entire life, will he attain liberation from material existence? Will he be able to dissipate the fire of mundane attraction and illusion, realizing the nature of his soul and God? For what purpose do people follow Dharma and worship Bhagavan? The gathering was silent, waiting for an answer. The Vaishnava replied, I will now speak the uncompromising truth. Do not enter into a business relationship with Bhagavan. Most people worship God by offering him food, cloth, wealth, and other material objects, waiting for him to reward them with the fruits of their actions. If Bhagavan does not supply material benefits, they will give up their worship. Fruity workers attached to karmic life have their kind of business mentality with God. They worship mundane people and demigods for worldly prosperity, but do not consider the well-being of their souls. Externally, they appear to worship Lord Narayana along with his spiritual potency, Sri Lakshmi Devi, the abode of all the opulences. But they do not want to actually serve Lakshmi Devi, rather, they attempt to steal Lakshmi Devi from Lord Narayana and use her opulence to further enhance their sense gratification. Gurudeva smiled. Yes, you are speaking the truth. But so remember, he was actually just 6 years or something, 6 years or 8 years old, something like that. Yeah. Gurudeva smiled. Yes, you are speaking the truth. But how can I realize the eternal nature of my soul in relation to Bhagavan? How shall I attain his service? He graciously gives us these human bodies as a facility to liberate ourselves from material bondage. How can I make my life successful and attain God realization? Gurudeva smiled. He is asking the question. So how can I get there successful in attaining God realization? Then the Vaishnava was very happy. He said, I am very pleased by your desire for the truth. Relationships in this world are temporary. Family members live together like visitors in a guest house. We are all refugees, having turned away from Bhagavan. Our highest goal in life is to develop an eternal loving relation with Bhagavan. This is possible by executing serious sadhana, spiritual practices, under the guidance of a pure devotee. All the attachment to this world will dissipate and the love of God will awaken when the pure devotee sees our honest endeavor and bestows his mercy upon us. Yes, this is the truth, Gurudeva agreed. After answering Gurudeva's bold and intelligent questions, the Vaishnava sadhu approached Pandita Baleswaranatha and he is told, I have contemplated the nature of your son. He is not an ordinary youth with a routine future. He will not stay at home. Rather, the whole world will be his home. He will save many lost souls by acquainting them with their eternal nature and uniting them with God. Hearing this, Panditaji became simultaneously elated and also downcast. Should we continue the yajna? Yes. It shall be done for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. The Vaishnava returned to where the priests were waiting to start the ceremony. Gurudeva then asked him, "What is the purpose of this fire yajna?" "Oh, it is for the happiness of Lord Vishnu. He is the enjoyer of all religious activities." Then Gurudeva then participated in the yajna along with his father and grandfather, offering oblations of grains as the priests poured ghee into the flames of the sacred fire. When the fire sacrifice was complete, Panditaji and Sriman Dhyanachandra distributed charity to all the guests and fed them Mahaprasad. The Vaishnava from Varanasi was impressed with the character of Sriman Narayana, and before he left, selected prominent verses from the Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam that describe how to develop one's relation with God, giving them to Sriman Narayana to memorize. They sat together and discussed spiritual topics for a long time. Then Gurudeva asked, "If one is entangled in family life," Gurudeva asked, "is it possible for him to detach himself from this world and develop a relationship with Bhagavan?" It is very rare. Those who are in family life are attached to sense enjoyments. Their association influences one to become similarly attached. In contrast, if one associates with devotees who are renounced, then he can attain self-realization. Listen to a Vedic story that demonstrates this. Once there was a young boy named Narada who lived with his mother in the forest during the monsoon months of Chadurmasya, that's the 4-month season in which strict vows are observed. Many sages came to reside in that place to meditate and perform austerities. Narada and his mother served the sages by collecting wood for their yajnas, picking flowers for worship, and feeding them in the evenings. The sages performed fire ceremonies, sang Hari Kirtana, discussed spiritual topics, and meditated on the Supreme Lord. Narada's heart was simple, and he once obtained the mercy of the sages by honoring their food remnants with permission. At the end of 4 months, the sadhus prepared to leave the hermitage. Narada cried to them, "By your exalted association, I have forgotten where and who I am. Having been fully absorbed in service to Bhagavan while in your company, I am afraid that when you leave, my mother will again engage me in worldly activities, and I will lose valuable opportunities for devotional service." Then regretfully, the desire to chant God's holy names will eventually dissipate. "Please help me, please help me." So hearing Narada's plea, the sages gave him a mantra to chant. When they left, he sorely missed their company. He chanted the mantra with deep absorption, but from time to time, his mother would call him to eat, rest, or help with household chores, and he would lose his concentration. Seeing his eagerness for spiritual life, his mother got worried a lot. "Oh, soon he will run away and leave me." Narada prayed to God, "When will I be freed from illusory attachments like these?" A while later, a snake came and bit his mother. Narada saw that she had left her body, and understanding that all bodies are destined for death, but the soul is eternal, he left without regret and began pilgrimage of the world's holy places. He chanted the mantra given to him by the sages with rapt attention, always praying to God. One day, Narada had a vision of God in the sky. The Lord said, chanting my mantra silently is not enough to satisfy me. You must loudly chant my names all over the world. If you worship me without cessation, without stopping, while enlightening others, then I will understand you have love for me and desire my company. The vision disappeared after Narada heard this voice, the words, and he wept out of longing to see the Lord again. Absorbing Bhagavan's order, Narada traveled throughout the world, singing the names of God and advising those he met to worship him. In time, he became renowned as a great rishi, sage, and Narada Muni. So, and he was a great pure devotee. Once he met a king and implored him, please chant the holy names. The king said, I have so many responsibilities. I don't have time to worship God. I have to take care for the citizens of my country. If you take all my responsibilities away, then I will chant. Where is your sense of duty? You tell others to worship and give up their obligations and duties. But who would maintain society if everyone obeyed your advice? Narada Muni replied, your worldly responsibilities will only bind you further into this world and cause you to forget the true purpose of your life. On the other hand, if you take responsibility to serve Bhagavan and his devotees, he will bestow his mercy upon you. By his grace, you will be made blissful along with everyone who comes in contact with you. Most people identify with temporary duties that have nothing to do with their souls. However, O respected king, this world is only a place meant to teach us how to love and serve God. This is the nature and real duty of all souls. By the association of Narada Rishi, the king's mentality changed and he began sadhana and bhajana with so deep. The king and his citizens felt satisfaction and at heart by sincerely worshipping God with faith. This is the result of saintly company. Only by serving Bhagavan without selfish motives can one be pleased and fulfill the purpose of human life. Savai pumsham paro dharmo yeto bhakti radokshage ahai tukki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Srimad Bhagavatam 1-6. The topmost dharma of human life is devotion to the transcendental Lord. This devotion should be consistent, uninterrupted, and without selfish desires. By the practice of bhakti, one feels contentment and perceives the blissful form of Krishna. Srila Gurudev contemplated this advice for some time. Then he asked, how can I properly follow Chadurmasya? The Vaishnava sadhu was pleased with the sincerity of the young Sriman Narayana and described the process of Chadurmasya. The most important thing is to always remember God and never forget him, he said. All other instructions of the scriptures are subordinate to this axiom and are only meant to help one always think of God. Smaratau yak sadatam Vishnur Bhishmartavyo na jahatu chit sarve vidhi nishedah syur yetayor yeva kinkara. Vishnu should always be remembered and never forgotten at any time. All the rules and prohibitions mentioned in the scriptures are the servants of these two principles. The Vaishnava sadhu continued. The mind and senses are more restless than usual during the rainy season, and certain foods aggravate them and make it difficult to remember God. Many living beings in subtle forms fall into the earth in drops of rain to gain new bodies in the cycle of karma. Again, as you have probably heard about this, how the jivas actually getting born onto the earth is. It's not like magic or something. They actually through the raindrop, they really get into the raindrops, and then eventually they get into the grain, and whoever is eating the grain, that jiva who is actually already entered there, it is in a spiritual form, of course, and that is how it actually gets into the body and gets into the then all the So this is how the birth happens, and this Chadurmasya, one has to be very, very careful not to eat certain items which are really prone to really get into unwanted situations. So that is another thing about the Chaturmasya. It's not only for our developing our determination or vairagya. It has more thing to do. Anyway, okay. So certain foodstuffs grown at the time are embodied by passionate entities that enter the body and agitate the mind. Vaishnavas, see, this is the reason, of course, we are all offering to the Lord and then only we are eating, because it becomes prasad. Because one should never eat anything other than prasadam. This is another reason. Anyway, Vaishnavas avoid such items during Chadurmasya. For the first month, Vaishnavas abstain from leafy vegetables. The second month, yogurt. The third month, milk. And the fourth month, sesame and mustard seeds. For all 4 months, they shun foods that increase passion, such as tomatoes, and that are heavy in protein, such as urad dal. Gurudeva took the Vaishnava's advice to heart and bid him farewell before he left. He strictly observed Chadurmasya throughout his youth and spent much of his time in spiritual practices, intelligently and promptly finishing his schoolwork and duties to allow himself more freedom to do so. So that was the first. Now we are getting into another one. It's also a lot of questions only. So I put the second thing as questions at childhood. So now they are actually ready to really give him sacred thread. Because remember, I think it has to be done between 7 or 11. Anyway, so let me read. I will. So this is actually going to be the sacred thread, because in the Brahminical family, so they have to really take this thread within some age, right? Age range. Otherwise, they cannot really. They are not allowed to recite Vedas. Anyway, so this is the fifth topic is actually in the book. Accepting the sacred thread. Between the ages of 7 and 11, it is a customary part of Vedic tradition for Brahmana boys to receive the Gayatri mantra and sacred thread. If the boy is old enough to have a mustache, I don't know how you say, it is too late for the ceremony. At the age of 9, the time had come for Gurudev to receive the sacred thread. His father called him and said, "Son, it is time for your Upanayana Samskara. The son of my Gurudev will come and give you the mantra. Then we will perform the yajna to give you the sacred thread." Oh, Gurudev was asking now, "Pitaji, I will take initiation from him if I am satisfied with how he answers my questions. Otherwise, how can I have faith in him? He must explain the meaning of the mantra, who the presiding deity of the mantra is, and how one can have a connection with him. Why are we separated from him? Why is he neglecting us? And why do we have to pray to establish a relationship with him? Is he not already related to us? Panditaji replied, forget all these impertinent questions and simply accept the mantra. But Gurudeva was a little more. I will take initiation from a realized soul who can remove all my doubts, Gurudeva said. Our family, but then his father replied, Panditaji replied, our family guru is bona fide and our custom is that his son must give you mantra initiation because it runs in the family. This is called Kula Guru. Kula Guru is not Guru. It is just because of you belong to that particular whatever, some caste or some families or whatever, automatically there are always one guru will be going on running and his son will be the next one and his son will be the next one, so on. This is not, Kula Guru is not a system that we recognize. We should not follow that. They cannot give anything actually except all these formalities and then artha, what dharma, artha, kama and moksha. That's all they will talk about. There's nothing else. Anyway, coming back. So, then, so he was asking, all right, so is it, so she was telling, his father was telling, our family guru is a bona fide and his son will come and then give you the mantra. Yes, I will accept the mantra, but only from he who has realization. A few days later, Srikanta Mishra, the son of the family guru, came to the Tiwari's home. Gurudeva respectfully invited him in, gave him a seat, washed his feet, and then requested if he could pose a question. Srikanta Mishra nodded in agreement. Gurudeva asked, the Vedic scriptures state, Adato Brahma Jinyaso. So now we shall inquire about Brahman. Who is Parabrahma? The Supreme Being. Is Krishna Parabrahma? Or is Narayana? Or Rama? Or Hari? How can I realize who he is and go close to him? Where does he reside? And how can I be related to him? Nervous and unable to answer, Srikanta Mishra began to sweat as if under an examiner's scrutiny. Gurudeva continued. Tulasidasa accepted Hanuman as his guru and he was then able to meet Lord Rama. Can you also do this? If I chant the mantra you give, will Rama be pleased and give me his direct audience? Do you have this ability? One's guru is not subject to interrogation, Srikanta Mishra rebuked. Do you have realization of Bhagavan? Then Srikanta Mishra again said, you should be devoted to your guru. Then Gurudev said, if I devote myself to you, what spiritual benefit will I get? Will my bondage to the cycle of birth and death cease? Will I realize Bhagavan and my spiritual identity? Srikanta Mishra trembled and said, I will answer your question later. Now I must go and see some urgent duties at home. Then without eating or resting or anything, the boy ran home to his father's home. Pandita Tiwari and Lakshmi Devi chastised their son, our Gurudev. You neglected and disobeyed your Guru. This is very inauspicious. What if a curse comes upon our family? Gurudev said, I did not say anything offensive. I only asked him some pertinent questions. And he said he would tell me later. Then he left in a hurry. What could I do? I will invite our Guruji to speak with you. Panditaji said. That means his father of that son who came. When he comes, listen to his advice with respect and don't argue. Later, Srikanta Mishra's father arrived at the home. Srila Gurudev and his father served their family guru with proper etiquette. They gave him a seat and sat humbly at his feet. Pandita Mishraji said, "Oh Sriman Narayana, tell me your questions now." Oh, then our Gurudev asked, "Oh Guruji, what is the duty of human life?" The answer is, he gave us an answer. One should follow his proper role in society according to Varnashrama. Dharma, get married and maintain your wife and children. God will be pleased if you serve your family. Gurudeva contemplated Pandita Mishra's words and asked, "Guruji, will I be with my family members forever? If service to one's family is pleasing to God, then why does everyone in family life seem so miserable? I see that people try to be happy, but they always remain unsatisfied. All beings come to this world, live for a very short time, and then they die and are reborn. Why do they continuously rotate in the cycle of samsara?" Oh, then Pandita Mishra answered, "They suffer as a result of their karma." Oh, then Gurudeva asked, "If in all the species of life the soul accepts the results of his karma, what is unique about a human birth?" Oh, then Pandita Ji told, "You won't be able to understand. You are only a small child." Then Gurudev said, "Guruji, if you know the answer, then what is the harm in telling me?" "Oh, you are just a boy and lack mental discipline. How can you comprehend such elevated topics? Just be a good boy, serve your parents and elders, go to school and play with your friends and happy. Why are you worried about all this? When you are older, you can worry about philosophy." Then Gurudev was impatient. "Please be merciful. You are such a learned scholar. I cannot halt my inquisitive mind. I hear in Harikatha that the soul is eternal and ageless. Then why do we have to endure the pain of repeated birth and death in physical bodies?" "Oh son," Panditaji intervened, "what gain will come by trapping someone in a web of questions? Why don't you tell us what you think?" Yes. So his father has come and then, "Yes, father, I think we are in this material world because we have turned away from God. Having forgotten him and our true identity, we are suffering, wandering, lost in the cycle of samsara. The purpose of human life is to realize the absolute truth by taking shelter of someone who has love and relation with Bhagavan. Engaging in spiritual life under such qualified guidance, we can attain love for God and blissfully enter into his transcendental realm." Surprised to hear Sriman Narayan's wisdom, his father Panditaji Mishra said, "You will understand everything by God's grace. Now I must return to my ashrama." Who was saying? Pandita Mishra ji saying he was uncomfortable. "So now I must return to my ashram, hermitage." Saying this, the Guru also went back to his residence. When the family Guru left, Pandita ji, that means father of our Gurudev, told his son, "Look, Narayana, if you don't accept the Gayatri mantra and sacred thread, then you won't be qualified to worship the deity, study the Vedas, or perform the functions of a Brahmana in society. For now, accept the sacred thread, and in the future, you may meet a transcendental Guru like Sukadeva Goswami." So Gurudev finally accepted his father's wishes, and an auspicious date was chosen for the fire ceremony. Many Brahmanas attended and were duly respected by the family. While everything was prepared and according to the oral customs passed through the generations, Gurudeva bowed down to the priests and Brahmanas. He then asked submissively, "Before accepting the sacred thread, I am curious as to its purpose. You are enlightened souls. Kindly dispel my doubts. Does Hanuman wear a Brahmana thread? Did Narada Rishi, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, or the great crowd devotee of Lord Rama, Sri Kakapushandi, did they all wear Brahminic thread? Can people who belong to non-Brahmana caste serve God and attain self-realization without the sacred thread? If so, what is the benefit of this ceremony and why must the thread be worn? One Pandita responded, to acquire knowledge of the Vedas, one must surrender to Lord Vishnu in the presence of a sacred fire and receive this Brahmana thread. Lord Vishnu is the presiding deity of all sacrifices and the supreme enjoyer of all austerities and spiritual practices. When one offers his heart to him in the presence of the fire, which acts as a witness, Lord Vishnu bestows the qualification to understand Vedic knowledge, including that of the Self and the Supreme Lord. The Pandita continued, the fire ceremony is an external ritual that helps the internal process of offering the heart and desires to Bhagavan. When one takes human birth, it is essential to become connected to Bhagavan and his devotees. As long as there is no relation with Bhagavan, there is no relation with devotion or with those in whom such devotion resides. By offering the heart to Lord Vishnu, knowledge of his potencies and dear devotees manifest. Before this ritual, one is independent and without a guardian. Taking the thread reminds one to link the heart to God. I have faith that this is true, Gurudeva said. But did all those who accepted the sacred thread attain knowledge of the self and the Vedas? Did they meet with Bhagavan? If so, this tradition is greatly beneficial. Otherwise, one will be full of pride, being an initiated Brahmana who took part in a ceremony and wears a thread. What is the truth? How can one actually gain knowledge of the self and the Vedas? How can I develop a loving relation with God? By taking this Brahmana thread, will all material attraction be removed and pure love of God awaken in the soul? Another Brahmana priest advised, for the time being, accept the sacred thread and live peacefully with your relatives. Marry, work, and maintain a family. Young age is not the time to worry about surrendering to God. When old age comes, you can devote your time to attain self-realization and love of God. However, if you don't take the Brahmana thread now, then in old age, you won't have any foundation upon which to build. For now, it is best to advance gradually. Srila Gurudeva was still unsatisfied. But if Bhagavan is the supreme absolute truth, why should we delay the opportunity to be with him? Getting into the old age and then doing it. One erudite and a devout Vaishnava sadhu had been listening to the exchange between Sriman Narayana, our Gurudev, and the priests. He approached Srila Gurudeva's parents and told, listen, your son is not an ordinary boy, he said. After observing his nature, I feel that he is a great saint or associate of God. Ordinary children do not endeavor to understand the heart of such deep matter so persistently. They have no such intelligence. You are so fortunate to have him as your son. in time. In time will to come, he will preach love of God all over the world, and many will faithfully accept his shelter and guidance. Now, Pandita Baleswaranatha, that was basically the father. And Sri Yuddha Lakshmi Devi became speechless hearing this. The Vaishnava sadhu approached Gurudev. Now listen, now watch. He is now approached Gurudev and he lowered his hand to touch the young boy's feet, our Gurudev's feet. He was a boy. And prayed, please bless me. He was very elderly. And our Gurudev was a boy. The Vaishnava sadhu, then immediately what happened there? Gurudev was stepped back in shock. Bowed before that sadhu, humbly touched the sadhu's feet and prayed, please bless me. The Vaishnava sadhu blessed Gurudeva and spoke with him at length. Later, the fire ceremony was completed and charity was distributed to all. After Srila Gurudev received the sacred thread, he went to beg alms as an offering to the family guru. So this is a tradition. Tradition ordains that the young boy should live at the guru's ashrama as a brahmachari, that is a celibate student, after accepting the sacred thread. Yeah, actually when we really received sacred thread from Gurudev also, yes, we are supposed to really beg alms and then all is supposed to give it to our Gurudev. That's what we did. But nowadays, the lack of time, everybody is busy in doing this on the moment. But that is the tradition. Then not only that, and also whoever got initiated, they are supposed to be residing in the place of Gurudev for at least 7 days continuously. And hear his Harikatha and learn from him. And then he can actually come back to his home. But so they are basically following that. Anyway, so after Srila Gurudev received the sacred thread, he went to beg alms as an offering to the family guru. Tradition ordains that the young boy should live at the guru's ashram as a brahmachari after accepting the sacred thread. There, the student would carefully serve his guru by mind, body, and words. Only then can he achieve perfection in the mantra. See, this is important. If we really receive the mantra and then not doing this, it's not going to be that effective. Gurudev also used to tell. And also as we really go, then only by spending the time together, like 7 days, the mantra of the meaning of the mantra, everything will get revealed only with that time. And Gurudev used to really explain that in a detail as what the meanings and everything. So, but you have to stay at the place of Gurudev. Anyway, Gurudev stayed at the home of his family guru for 7 days in accordance with the custom. While residing there, the guru's son and friends kept their distance from him because they were scared. When he asked his guru questions, he was given very short replies. He spent his time studying the Vedic literature, where he once read that only a pure devotee is a helpful friend in this world. Now, some very important change is going to happen that Gurudev is going to make. It's all basically planned activities. As a result of his readings, a deeper desire grew within him to find such a personality. Where can I go to receive knowledge of the soul and God? He thought. Gurudeva felt lonely and solemnly prayed to come in contact with pure devotees. The brahmacharis there ate habishyana, a simple preparations made of boiled rice, dal and vegetables. Srila Gurudeva served in the ashrama, studied and bathed in the Ganges. After 7 days, in that place called Majari Gavon, then his family came with a grand procession to bring him back home. They asked, "You did not disturb your guru, did you?" Because they were really concerned for all the questions that Gurudev used to ask. Then Gurudev said, Who could I disturb? No one would speak with me. I have to find a self-realized soul who can guide me. I will not waste my life like this. It is your duty to stay. Then the father said, it is your duty to stay in family life and serve your elders. His father, mother, all the elderly relation, everybody told the same thing. Gurudeva heard and accepted his parents' instruction for now. But in his heart, because that was only external, but in his heart, his desire to meet with a pure devotee was getting intensified and intensified and intensifying. That is the power of prayer, which is the next chapter, which we'll be reading from next week. Okay? All right. Hope that you could understand my English. I don't know, but okay. With that, we will conclude. Oh, that is perfectly time also.
Harekrishna Gurudev, my question is that in the Gurudev question, when Gurudev asking a question that what is the purpose of human life, and the Brahmanas are replying him that people came to this world according to their karma, which Gurudev disagree. I think Gurudev disagree with some other. But my question is that people like Kamsa, Jaga, Madai, they come into this world due to their karma, and then the Supreme Lord came and liberated them. Can you kindly explain? I don't really understand the part, because when the Brahmana and Third Gurudev people came to the world according to their karma, Gurudev disagreed.
Okay, actually, no. Actually, jivas come to this world according to their karma. That is true. Okay, according to the karma only, the normal jivas come into this world because they are all the karmis. So now, in order to liberate those karmis, then the Lord comes, or acharyas come, gurus comes to really deliver from them from this karmic cycle. So again, so your first thing is actually what Gurudev was actually telling was this karmic life. Even though the jivas are coming according to their karmic cycle, but that is not the purpose of the life. Because in karmic life, what they do is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Finally, they will, they really, they will try to get liberation eventually. But it was, karmis normally try to enjoy. So that is what he is refuting. So Gurudev is refuting is that is not the ultimate purpose of a human life. So the humans are coming according to the karmas. That is true. The karmis. We are talking about karmis. But the real purpose of our human birth and the real goal of our soul is to have loving devotion to Krishna and serve Bhagavan. So that is the ultimate goal. So for that, he was really trying to get asking the questions, in such a way that this particular truth is getting revealed. So what is the truth now? Karmas, all the karmis coming because of their karma, and they are continuing because they want to enjoy themselves. This is the attitude of the karmis. They want to enjoy. So karmis are actually coming all the time, coming, going. So they will go to heaven sometime. Try to enjoy. They are also, then when their punyas, all these good things all gone, then again they have to fall down. See, Gita says everywhere that's what they have to fall down again. So again they think, oh, that heaven is also not really not permanent. Then again they will be doing more karmas and try to enjoy more and more and more, trying to go all the way even to the Satyaloka level. And they will keep on trying to go to enjoy. But what Gurudev is telling is this is the wrong. What the karmis, what the jivas are doing is not the right way. Right way is what? We belong to the Lord and we are servants lovingly serving the Lord with full love and affection. That is what is going to make us happy. So the real happiness is to serve the Lord with love and affection. So the ultimate goal of of a soul is to develop prema bhakti. Prema bhakti is not something new to develop. Prema bhakti is always there in every jiva. But it is completely covered because the jiva wanted to enjoy away from the Lord. So bahirmukha. So the jivas, only those jivas who have turned the face, turned away the face from Krishna, they are the one who really came to material world and then trying to enjoy themselves, but they are only in suffering. And because whatever, so when those jivas come down, they get into this karmic cycle again and again and again. They are not able to get out. So again, make sure that you really understand. Actually, people are karmis. So karmis are really trying to enjoy, and the whole world is really running around dharma, artha, kama, and moksha only. This is not the truth. That's why Gurudev is fighting against this. That's not the ultimate goal. So ultimate goal is to really go back to Bhagavan, serving him with love and affection. So that is the difference. So that priest who are really trying to, they were all talking about, they were talking about only from the karmic, that's called varnashrama. Varnashrama, we just throw them out. No. Okay. So remember, like actually Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the question to Raya Ramananda. That's a Raya Ramananda Samvad. That was the course that we really covered. Hope you also probably would have really attended. Because remember, this is coming. See, all the Varnashrama, everything will come there. Then it will go on. Finally, it will finally end to saying, no, all the things are not real goals. These are your manufactured goals and your own. Ultimate goal is like Gopi Baba, Bhad Prema, Krishna Prema. They are the highest. Doesn't mean that everybody will be able to reach that stage, but that is the highest goal. So Prema. So that Prema, basically devotion. So a soul can actually do the service, devotion service in all the 5 rasas: Sanda, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and then Madhurya. So that is possible. So the highest is the Gopi Baba because they are the very, very high. So here down, the lowest is karmis. So karmis actually they really use the dharma, artha, kama, moksha paradigm only. This is what many Kula Gurus, that's all they really follow. Okay, you understand now?
Yes, Gurudev.
Okay.
Yes, Gurudev.
Okay.
Gurudev.
Okay.
Gurudev, harekrishna, please, am I free to ask one more question?
Yes. Ask. That's fine.
Yes. Before the of the Srila Gurudev question, when Srila Gurudev was asking a question, that what is the purpose of life? Then one Brahmani answered Gurudev that Gurudev should have family, according to they have serving God for their own purpose, for their own enjoyment. Can you be able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, they are serving God for their own enjoyment, which Gurudev is trying to enlighten one or two things. But what are the difference between this Gurudev family and like Ravana, they are asking demigod, like Kashipu, they ask demigod for power, and no Gurudev family, they are serving God for their own purpose. What are the difference between them? Because they go to the Lord, the Supreme Lord the Supreme Vishnu directly to ask for what they want for their own activities. But the demons, they go to the demigod. Is there any difference between who has demigod and who has the Lord Vishnu? I don't really know how to speak English. I think we'll be able to.
Yeah. In fact, yes, that is one of the main things that we really we are reading was, yes, he was our Gurudev was especially really going around and to narrowing down on the topic where we are using God as a way to satisfy our desires. Okay, this is so that means there are two things: a soul and Bhagavan. If a soul wants to enjoy by themselves, this is selfish. They cannot really be happy at all. Yes, in that process of trying to satisfy the desires of the souls, ourselves, we try to see how I can really achieve it. So now the Vedic injunctions, it says, they say, the Vedas say that you can worship demigods and you can get some benefit, even though that is temporary, only for this life. Only for this life, temporary, demigods, devas, and also God. Even one can even worship Vishnu also, as you just mentioned. One can really choose to really worship Vishnu, but for what purpose they are actually going for? Vishnu is Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Krishna, and Vishnu, they are all, they are basically only manifestations with Bhagavan. They are all Bhagavan only. So when they are really again worshipping going to the temple, or they are trying to worship Bhagavan, what they are asking is again another difference. So what Gita is saying is, if a jiva has a tendency to self-enjoy, then according to their psychology, they will be automatically routed to worship demigod. This psychology. They will automatically have inclination to really go to a demigod. This is pure psychology. But on the other hand, when somebody is slowly advancing, they may choose to worship Lord Vishnu also. But again, for what purpose you are worshipping? See, for example, most of the fire sacrifices, what they do? They worship Vishnu only. But what do? What they ask? They ask wealth, health, virya, and then liberation, moksha. Yes, they do. They do. Like if you remember in that Srimad Bhagavatam, remember those Vaishnavas, they were all worshipping. Remember, like Krishna and Balaram really send those gopas to really go and then get something for them to eat, right? So finally, what happened? What was they doing? They were not interested in Bhagavan. Krishna is Bhagavan. Bhagavan has sent them, but they were not interested even they actually discarded the gopas. So that means they discarded Sri Krishna. But what are they worshipping? Oh, they were worshipping Vishnu only. But for what? Heaven, wealth, health. Then all these things, finally, the liberation. That was what they were asking. So it does not matter. Just because I am worshipping God, even, it could be Krishna. If a jiva is asking for that jiva to enjoy, if the jiva is asking, does not matter, demigod or Krishna does not matter, then that's not intelligent. It is not the natural swabhava of the jiva. The swabhava of the jiva is to only make Krishna happy, not soul happy. Okay, so that is the reality. So the original nature is that's the nature. You serve Bhagavan and automatically you will get happy. That's a different thing. That's the byproduct. But the purpose should be, how can I really make Krishna happy? Okay. Now, those who are worshipping demigods, this is not going to apply. Straight away, you cannot really. They will never have saying, "Oh, how can I really make my demigod happy?" No. Then you are in the wrong place. It cannot happen. So if one is going to the demigod, 100% sure that they are really going to ask for themselves some favor. So then they are making the demigod as servant. So now if they really accidentally or some purpose, whatever, suppose they really come to know about Krishna or Vishnu, they really go there. Again, you have to know what they are asking. If they are asking for anything to self-enjoy, then that is what the question that Gurudev was dealing with. No. So the original nature of our jiva, as I said again, is to make Krishna happy. But then what about our happiness? Our happiness should not be really taken care at all. But what happens if you really give your life to make Krishna happy? What will happen? You will become more happier than what Krishna is. This is the secret. But you are not thinking that, oh yeah, if I serve to Krishna, to make him happy, then I will become more happier than him. No, then it's wrong. It's a wrong logic. That's not the idea. You will get more happiness. That's a different thing altogether. That has nothing to do with your attitude. Your original attitude should be always to only serve Lord. And that's it. And make him happy. Same logic is applied in our Guru Tattva also. So if one should really make his Gurudev happy, what happens then? Krishna is automatically happy too. This is another high deep tattva. Again going. So yeah, okay. And I hope that now you could understood.
Yes, sir, Gurudev. Thank you very much, Gurudev.
Okay.
Harekrishna.
Hare Krishna, very nice. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you are asking some wonderful questions. Pancha kalpa tarupchecha, kripa sindhupiyevacha, paditanam bhavanepyo, vaishnavepyo, namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All glories to Srila Gurudev, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Parampara, and Hare Krishna.